I want to share something embarrassing in this video. And okay, it is not really embarrassing. It was embarrassing by that time, but right now when I'm thinking of it, I'm just like, you know what, it was nothing, like literally. So I have done a couple of videos. Like when you started following from way back, there is a time I used to share like what embarrassing things that I did when I was still struggling with anxiety. If you have not watched those videos, can you go back and watch those videos, or I'll try and link them in the comment section. There is one that I shared how I when struggling with anxiety, I used to talk a lot. Okay, generally I'm a yapper, but when struggling with anxiety, I used to yap so much. So, you know, someone who is always talking a lot, that person is a liar, because you need to keep up. You need to keep up with your stories. So sometimes you can find yourself, like they find themselves lying a lot. If you see someone talking a lot, that person. Another one is the way I caused drama at the airport. I was just like, you know, when struggling with anxiety, you might experience fear of driving, fear of getting into the plane. So I had fear of getting in the plane, and that was my first time actually even boarding a plane. So I caused drama that I didn't want to board at that plane. I had booked and everything. So guys, you can imagine what happened. You can imagine what happened. I had shared that one. And also another one that I shared about causing drama at a local store where I went to buy a laptop charger. I also shared that one. Can you guys go and watch? You know, I was a drama queen when struggling with anxiety. You know, I was tired but wired, you know, and some people like that other side of me, and I'm just like, guys, I was sick. That was not the real me, guys. Because I was like, I used to cause so much drama. The fact that I was angry, I was irritable, things were just not going my way, I was depressed. So sometimes you can find yourself lashing out. You lash to people who even have nothing to do with your situation, but because that's how you feel, that's what will you like, literally, that's the energy you'll give outside. So I was very wired. I could cause drama. And some people like that other side of me, but me, no, that's not the kind of life that I want. So today I want to share another embarrassing one. Also, you guys, I want you to share a brief embarrassing story of yours that you have done, like something that anxiety has made you do, and if it was not anxiety, you wouldn't have done such kind of things. So let me start this one. There was a time I was going to church back then when still I was in the beginning of, you know, anxiety and everything. I was going to church, and I had checked and I was on my monthly cycle. So, you know, I don't know, something with anxiety is when I was struggling with anxiety, my monthly cycle used to be so heavy. It used to be so painful. It used to just be irregular. Like I was minding my own business then. I don't know, like all of a sudden I'm like wet down here and everything. So I remember that time I was about to go to church. Then I checked because I was struggling with so much OCD. OCD, you know, is checking, you know. So I had checked my clothes so many times and nothing was like happening. So I went to church like that, and now, you know, people singing praise and worship and all that stuff. Then I felt like my cloth was wet at the back because of the irregular I had. But always trust your gut. Your gut is your third eye. You know, the way I was checking, I just knew that there was a pain. Me, when I want to start my monthly cycle, there is some type of pain that I feel. Like I just know that something is happening. Things are not good down here. So I was like, I go to church and I just feel like, you know, I have wetted my clothes. Then may I just continue praising and worship, because I believed at the back of my mind, I knew that, okay, maybe it's OCD that wants me to check again. There's nothing there. So we are there doing praise and worship. Then at my back, people who were seated were men. So I guess they were seeing, but they just couldn't tell me. Then ladies were sitting at the back of those men. So a lady just wrote a paper, because she couldn't reach me. Everything was quiet. She wrote a paper, gave to that guy, and that guy gave me. When he gave me, your cloth is terribly stained. And when I looked at my clothes, I was just like, and the position that I was seated, like it was just like, you know, I'm seated like somewhere here, and my back, like everyone could just see me. Everyone could see my clothes was stained. Guys, I was confused. And you know, when struggling with anxiety, you can also not make good decisions. Like making decision is a problem. So I remember that time I didn't know what to do. I was just like, now what should I do? Your brain is all over the place. Should I do this? Should I do this? Your anxiety is like everywhere, making the floor so much heavy. So I just took a sweater. I had carried a sweater and just like wrapped it around my waist, and I continued with my service. Can you tell me, did I make the correct? Should I ever have gone back home, or what I did was the correct thing? Because me, I don't like right now it's not embarrassing to me, because every girl has experienced such kind of thing, like you just staining, or I don't know if every girl, but most girls has experienced that kind of, you know, scenario. You just wet your clothes without you knowing. Back then it was embarrassing. Right now when I think, I was just that was just a tiny thing. So did I make the right decision, or like I don't know. Also, I'll make a video on how, you know, when as ladies, as women, we are affected by anxiety during our monthly cycle. Maybe your period can be just so much heavy, it can be painful. I experience so much guys, you know, it can be irregular, it can be like, also at that time your mood can change, you know. Cortisol, which is a stress hormone, is responsible for the state we are in. It's responsible for you facing anxiety. It's responsible for you struggling with anxiety. So the too much production of cortisol for a sensitized person lowers the production of estrogen and serotonin, which are responsible to regulate our mood, regulate the monthly cycle. So when the moment you are having so much cortisol, it affects us as women. I'm gonna make a video on, like, maybe tomorrow I'm gonna make a video on how anxiety affects women during their monthly cycle. So guys, I want you to comment something you did embarrassing. I'll be doing this once in a while, you know, something, if I remember something embarrassing that anxiety made me do, then I'll be able, like, I'll try and share, make a video about it. So I want you guys to write down, just give a brief story of what the embarrassing thing that anxiety has made you do. What is it? Let us laugh now. Let us laugh. Not every time, you know, this anxiety, this, how to respond. Some humor is like necessary. Write down in the comment section something embarrassing that anxiety has ever made you do.